we receive from the farmers. We basically contract the farmers for certain amounts for certain times, and they pick on the farm, we bring it here. But now with the volumes that are less, we put it in the cooler. We still process that back up. They bring it here for this guy. Basically trying to extend the shelf life. So when it starts, they tip it into the first water bath, which is a basic wash. And it's a water feed system. So they wash your tomatoes through the factory. As you can see, you've also got sprayers on your elevators. That's also washes. Then you move on to your sorting belts. That's the final sort before it moves into your whole cooking, de-skinning, de-topping process. The other ones you can check from that side. We're just interested in what's inside, obviously the juice and your pulp. That we cook, we concentrate it. You'll sometimes hear they talk about bricks, which is basically your TDS or your sugar content in your product. So there's two things we work towards. There has to have a certain sugar content, in other words bricks, and the second one they call viscosity, which is how thick your product is. Now it's a balancing act in the factory. They have to work the product, the juice, to get that bricks and viscosity correct. The customer specifies, I want that bricks and I want that thick product. So after we put it into the cheese tanks, that's a basic holding tank, this one. Evaporators. What this stuff does is it creates a vacuum. And it pulls out the moisture in your paste basically. So if you pull out moisture, you thicken it. That's where your product becomes thick. As we know it is tomato paste. But be careful that the Orgos and the Alljoys and the tomato sauce you see is not this. They got sugar and spices and stuff to make it a little bit thinner. So I'll show you, hopefully we can get a sample.
The factory opening for me as a farmer, it means a lot because it says that I will no longer plant the tomatoes that doesn't have a market. Because previously we would used to plant and you will find that the marketing is challenging us so much. At the end of the day, we find that we are losing our products. So now that Darsat Alljoy is here, we know that for sure if we signed the contracts with them, they are gonna buy everything, and they also help us like in terms of increasing the working scale. When you plant and you don't know where you're gonna send your production, then because you don't want to lose a lot, you plant at a small scale. But previously I used to plant 2 hectares, 3 hectares, but now that I've got contract with Alljoy, I planted 6 hectares. That tells you I even have more workers. Like everything just gets so right, because our main intention as farmers, as much as we want to make profit, but we also want to improve the economy in our local municipalities and also to change lives of our neighbors and the fellow people around our villages.